Avocado toast is the ultimate quick breakfast, but you have more options than you think. Here are 3 delicious but easy recipes you can make in just 5 minutes. Now, our first avocado toast recipe may be the simplest, but it's not holding back on flavor whatsoever. We'll first need to grab 1 avocado, and let me show you what I think is the new safest way of opening these suckers. What we'll first do is remove the little stem off our avocado, and now we're gonna grab a sharp knife. With our knife, I'm gonna line it up with the top of our avocado, splitting it in half where that hole where the stem was. But there's obviously a seed, so we're gonna rotate the knife around the seed fully until you've cut it around and you're able to twist and open the avocado in half. Now, this is the part where people always get hurt. Do not whack your knife at the avocado seed or try to stab it or anything. Instead, we're gonna place your knife on the avocado next to the seed, slowly pressing the blade into the seed where you have just a little bit of it dug in there. From here, with a little pressure, you're gonna twist the blade up and the seed should be able to rotate within there. All you gotta do now is turn that avocado over and give it a light squeeze, and that seed will just fall out easily. And this is now my favorite way to open an avocado. I've never once had an issue with it, no matter what condition the avocado is. If you like that avocado tip, stick around for the second recipe because I'm going to show you the trick on how to make avocados last basically forever. And you can now cut the avocado as you'd like. For me personally, I'm gonna give it vertical cuts very softly, making sure not to cut through the avocado skin or in my hand. And I'm also gonna give it horizontal cuts. And then with a spoon, I'm gonna scoop out all of our avocado and into a bowl. In that bowl, I'm gonna pour in 1 tablespoon of olive oil as well as 1 pinch of salt, giving it a thorough mixing, making sure to combine all those ingredients together. This is the base of our avocado, and there's actually a secret ingredient that I'll be mentioning very soon, but first we gotta toast our bread. The bread we're using is a nice piece of sourdough, and we first gotta toast it, so I'm gonna grab a medium-sized pan, setting it to medium heat, and I'm gonna throw in 1 tablespoon of butter, letting it fully melt before throwing in our slice of sourdough. I'll use a kitchen press to provide even pressure into that pan, and then I'll flip it after about 45 seconds to a minute. I'll toast the other side, and then I'll put it on a wire rack so the steam doesn't make the bread soggy. Also, I'd like to mention, if you have a toaster, I would recommend using it because it's a lot faster and cleaner. I, funny enough, don't own a toaster, so I have to use my pan or my oven, but if you do own a toaster, just toast the bread and then butter it afterwards. Either way, now it's time to assemble our first avocado toast. I'm gonna grab a plate, throwing down our toasted sourdough, and then I'm gonna layer on our fresh avocado. I'm gonna make sure to cover it from edge to edge, fully covering our toasted bread, and then I'm gonna hit it with our secret ingredient, which is everything bagel seasoning. This stuff will turn a basic avocado toast into an absolutely delicious dish. I'm gonna sprinkle it all over the avocado, make sure to cover it from edge to edge as well, and then I'm gonna layer on a few pickled red onions. You could buy pickled red onions out of a jar, but they're really not that good, and I prefer to make them ahead of time to have them in my fridge whenever I want. To make pickled onions, what we're gonna first need is a small pot, setting it to high heat, and then we're gonna throw in 1 cup of distilled white vinegar, 1 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Give that a thorough mixing, and we're gonna let that hit a rapid boil. In the meantime, we're gonna grab 1 red onion. Now, to prep this red onion, we're gonna cut off the tip and the root, splitting it in half and peeling off the outside layer. And now we're gonna cut it from root to stem along the whole onion. I prefer to cut them a little thin, but not too thin that they lose their crunch. Once all your onions are cut, I'm gonna grab a high-sided container and then stuff them all in there. And now if we check out our pot, you can see it's reached a rapid boil. I'm gonna carefully pour that liquid over our onions, making sure they're fully submerged, and I'm gonna leave them out on the counter until they've cooled down to room temperature. Once they hit room temperature, they're officially pickled, and you can throw them in your fridge for storage, or you could eat the whole thing right then and there. But back to our avocado toast, we put the pickled red onions on, and this is is actually it. You have a super delicious, very quickly made avocado toast that hits all the flavors of acidity, salt, fat, everything. Now here's a quick 2-second taste review of it. All right, unfortunately I had a stomach virus yesterday, so my tummy is a little sensitive, but I am gonna go for a bite. Oh my God, this is light years better than any avocado toast you get at any restaurant, honestly. Now for our second avocado toast, we'll be making a salmon and cream cheese lox style avocado toast. Now I'm gonna toast our bread the same as last time, and I'm gonna cut the avocado open the same way, but this time we're actually gonna slice it. To slice these avocados, I'm gonna cut just the tip off of them so that way you have a nice little corner you can grab it from and peel off the skin. Take your time with it because you might lose some avocado if you peel it off too aggressively. Editor Xander here. I didn't explain it too well in the camera, but when you're slicing your avocado, you wanna make sure you're cutting it and then slicing through the avocado. Don't go up and down with your knife. Instead, go through the avocado with your knife. This makes for a much cleaner and smoother cut so the avocado doesn't stick to your knife and you don't accidentally mash it. And I almost forgot, let me give you my tip on how to make sure avocados never spoil. When your avocados are green and hard like this, you're gonna wanna put them on your counter and wait for 1 to 2 days. They will get nice and ripe, turning slightly black and very soft to the touch. Once they're ripe like this, the trick is now to prevent them from spoiling. As simple it is to throw it in your fridge. If you throw them in the fridge, they will last so much longer than on the counter. I can't remember when I threw this avocado in the fridge. I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe even 3 weeks, and it's perfectly ripe like the other 2 we've already used. So let your avocados get ripe on the counter and then throw them in the fridge. That way you could use them whenever you want. Now back to the recipe, we're gonna grab 1 red onion, cutting off the tip and then slightly cutting into that outside layer to give us a little leverage in peeling it off. From here, I'm gonna very thinly slice a couple slices out of our red onion, nice and thin. I'm also gonna take them to the sink and hit some cold running water over them. This will remove some of the bitterness from them to give it a nice little fresher appeal. And now I'm gonna grab 1 ripe tomato, cutting nice slices into it as well. Not too thick and not too thin. You want a little bite, but you don't want to be biting into a whole tomato. 3 to 4 slices should be more than enough here. I'm also gonna grab about a teaspoon worth of capers, which if you've never had these are one of the best little acidic flavor bombs you could incorporate in any of your food. I'm gonna make sure to drain them with a slotted spoon, and now I have mostly all of our ingredients neatly on a cutting board. And now it's time to assemble our avocado toast. Editor Xander here. I'm gonna put our toasted bread on our plate, and then I'm gonna grab some cream cheese, spreading it on our bread from edge to edge, getting everything nice and covered. From here, we'll next put on our sliced avocados, which to do that, I'm just gonna put on top of the bread and then press down on the top, and the avocado slices should fan out pretty evenly. I'll next sprinkle a little salt on them, followed by throwing down our slices of tomato, and very crucially also sprinkling a little salt on them as well. Next, we'll throw on top our sliced and washed red onions, and then we'll also sprinkle in our capers and all the little crevices and sticking it to some of the little exposed bits of cream cheese. And lastly, our crown, some smoked salmon. I'll fold them like so, and then I'll layer them on top of our avocado toast, hitting them with a few more capers on top for decor, and you're done. You have a stunning Salmon Lox avocado toast that has so many textures and flavors in it. It can't not disappoint, but let's find out. All right, here we go. 1 bite. Okay, this is actually surprising me how good it is. It feels like the perfect brunch fancy avocado toast. It's a super hearty meal. Everything works really well together. Nice crunch, nice creaminess, nice fatty avocado. For our third avocado toast recipe, we'll be making a fried egg with chili crisp avocado toast. And you may notice I'm wearing a different outfit. That's because I came home from work and I didn't feel like changing. Now we're gonna toast our bread normally and slice open our avocado the same as before, and I'm gonna follow the method from the first recipe and dicing it into the little bowl. From here, in that bowl, I'll throw in 1 tablespoon of olive oil, as well as 1 pinch of kosher salt and a few cranks of black pepper. Give that a thorough mixing, and then you're gonna set that bowl to the side. Now I'm gonna grab 1 green onion, ripping off 1 of the greens, and then I'm gonna run my knife through it. The way I'm cutting it is at a really steep angle, so it gives you these nice long strands like this. You can also chop it normally like this, so it'll give you 2 different styles of green onion chopping. They're gonna be used for garnishment on top of our egg, so this step is optional and you can skip it, but what you can't skip is frying our egg. In a large pan, I'm gonna set it to medium-high heat. I am using stainless steel, but it actually probably is easier if you use non-stick. I'm gonna hit that pan with a generous amount of avocado oil, enough to cover the bottom easily. From here, I'm gonna crack in 1 egg and pray that I don't get any eggshell or I don't break the yolk. Oh no, the yolk broke! On our second attempt though, things went a lot smoother. Once our egg is in there, I'm gonna hit it with some kosher salt and I'm gonna leave it alone to sit and fry in that oil. With a spoon, you can scoop some of that oil and then drizzle it over the whites of the egg to speed up the cooking process. But be careful not to pour it over the egg yolk, because you will get a white cooked egg layer over the yolk, kind of hiding it, which I don't want to do, I want to show it. Once the whites are perfectly cooked, I'm gonna pull our egg out of the pan, and as you can see, the yolk is still bouncy with a lot of runniness to it, but the sides are nice and crispy, having a ton of crunchy flavor to them. And now it's time to build this avocado toast. Editor Xander here. I'm gonna throw down our toast on the center of our plate, followed by our avocado on that, spreading it out nice and evenly. I'll then hit it with our freshly fried egg right in the middle, followed by a few dollops of chili crisp oil, letting that oil drip into the avocado and everywhere else. And I'll finish it with our green onion optional garnishment, and we're done. You have a beautiful chili crisp fried egg avocado toast that will taste absolutely amazing, but let's find out. Here's to a healthy bite. Woo! Oh yeah, baby. As expected, this is very good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new. If you want to see a similar video, here's the link to my tuna video. 3 tuna recipes under 15 minutes. Please support the channel by hitting the like and subscribe button, and have a wonderful rest of your day.